I've been craving a soft pretzel. Today I'm going to improvise and I'm going to try to make it from scratch. I found this recipe online on BuzzFeed's Tasty. I like how they have a video explaining and showing exactly what you're supposed to do, so I'm going to try to follow that, replicate that, and hopefully it turns out just the same. First, I needed to put 1.5 cups of water into a bowl. Then I added lots of salt and a tablespoon of sugar. I stirred this mixture until it was dissolved, and then added a packet of yeast. In Germany, it's called Hefe, and it's quite difficult to open apparently. Eventually, I get it open, and then I let it rest for 5 minutes. While that's resting, I measured out 4 cups of flour. In Germany, the different types of flours are distinguished by a certain number. After 5 minutes, I added the flour and 2 tablespoons of oil. Some people recommended butter instead of oil, but since this is my first time, I'm going to stick with the main recipe. It was still a bit sticky, so I added more flour until it was the right consistency. Then I covered it to let it rise for an hour. Now it's time to separate the dough into pieces and roll it out into pretzel shapes. More flour was needed for this process because it was still a bit sticky. I found the dough to bounce back after rolling it out, and I wasn't quite sure if it was going to turn out into a traditional pretzel shape, but some of them turned out really nice. After forming the pretzels, I added 1/3 cup of baking soda to a boiling pot of water and put the pretzel dough in for 30 seconds on each side. Once the 30 seconds was up, I placed them on a baking sheet that was lined with parchment. This process was a bit messy and left the stove with some temporary stains. I made an egg wash mixture, which was just a beaten egg. The recipe calls for 2, but you really only need 1. I brushed the dough with the egg wash to brown them a bit and then added more salt to top it off. Then it was time to go into the oven, which was preheated at 230 degrees Celsius or 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. And this is how they came out. So here they are. Haven't tasted them yet. This one is the only one that really looks like a pretzel, but they're still probably good. I'm gonna try one now and see how it goes. Yeah, maybe a little more salt, but that can always be added. So I would call this a success, and I will definitely be making this again. It was my first time doing this, and proud to say it all worked out. I'm just gonna continue eating this now.